Good morning! Today we're going to be checking out Seven Dwarfs, which is the first college program, and it's right here where I'm currently standing right now. I'm going to go over the details about how it started, then we're going to go check out where I did my college program from 07 to 08, where it had Vista Way, Commons, and Chatham. Then it switched over to Flamingo Crossing, and that is the current college program. And we're going to go over all the little details, but let's check out the first college program that was introduced in 1981. And there was only 200 individuals that are actually here for this college program. Back in the day, the first college program housing was called Snow White's Village and Campground, right here where I'm standing. That was first introduced in 1981. It is on Seven Dwarfs Lane. That's why I was calling it Seven Dwarfs, because it's right here on the interstate 182 also. So 182 meets Seven Dwarfs, and this is right down that road. But this is where all first started for the college program. Back in the day, it wasn't called the college program. It was called Magic Kingdom College Program, because that was the only park that was actually around during that time when this place was first open. But I'm going to show you what it looks like today, and I'm actually standing where they would have their registration building or their security office right here at the main entrance. As you can see, right here is the main entrance for Snow White's Village Campground. The sign actually used to be right there. You can see that it has been removed, but there's not much here anymore. Where I was just standing was right over there, and that's where that little security booth was, or the main entrance building that was right there. I will be putting photos after we leave this little area, but we're gonna walk in there. There isn't any no trespassing signs, because otherwise, if there was no trespassing signs, of course we would not go on the property to respect the current owner. But it looks like this place has been abandoned for a while, so let's walk back there and see if anything still remains of Snow White's Village Campground. Now, as we're walking back here, you can see that the roads still exist. They actually used to live in mobile homes, and I'm going to be attaching a photo of that. But there is still the roads here, but there is no one here. It looks like people are dumping a lot of different items back here, which is kind of a shame. But let's continue on to the back, and it looks like there is a building back here. But if there is someone here, then we're going to be respectful and try not to go disturb them. Here's another one of those side roads that we were just walking on. I was walking on the one that's on our left-hand side, but this one's going to be on the right-hand side. It looks like there's 3 different little trails here. And you can see that there's a lot of different things that have been left here, which is really sad. Now you can see off in the distance that there is a house back there, but there is a lot of homeless here now, so they have started moving in. But you can see it right back there. And I know there is an abandoned building back there, but I do want to respect the people that are currently staying here and not overstep my boundaries. Because you can see that one of their tents is right there, and then there's another tent way back there in the distance, and there's another one on my right hand side. So if you do come here, be very, very respectful and cautious. I decided to venture just a little bit further, but you can see that there is an abandoned building back there, but it is currently being occupied by someone. We're not sure who, so make sure you are very cautious. And then behind me, I'm going to show you the building that I was just zooming in, so I can show you that too. As you can see, most of the buildings here that used to be unoccupied are now occupied by someone. So make sure you're very, very cautious if you come out here, and very respectful. As we make our way back out, look at this view. Like, it's really pretty in here. And I did actually talk to some of the people that are currently living here. They were a little worried why I was walking around, but I just told them that I was checking out the old college program living. And they weren't even aware that this used to be the actual college program for Disney. Now, as I leave Seven Dwarfs Campground Village, right there behind me, because Sam's Club is right here, so it actually is really close to Sam's Club, I did want to leave and be more respectful, because they were not very happy that I was there, so I'm trying to be very respectful of them and give them their space. But we're going to go to the next location, which is going to be Vista Way. That's where our adventure takes us, and that's where the college program expanded. And we're going to go over more details when we get over there. Let's go. Now that brings us to our next stop, which is Vista Way. You can see the sign is right there, right at the entrance right there. They still have security here, but they're now starting to rent it out to pretty much anybody, and they're looking at anybody that might want to rent, and it is dog friendly. But this used to be the college program back in the day, before the current location, which we'll head to in a little bit. You would drive right through that location. Security would have to either sign you in or sign in your friends or family, depending on who is actually going to be coming. And you'd have to walk right by and show your IDs. So they're very protected here, which is really good, especially if it's your first time away from home. They would make sure that you feel really safe. Right next to that, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Right over this way, they did have buses parked here. That's where the buses would pick you up, take you to Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, even the resorts, and take you back to your location for where you worked. But right over here, you can see one of the main buildings. Now, Vista Way did open in 1987. It is as old as me, because I was born in 1987, but that is amazing that it was made in 1987. And now this is where it expanded to from Snow White's village and campground after it got really big and popular. And then once it started getting more popular with international students and more college kids, we're going to go to the Commons where that expansion happened. But look at this. This is right off of 535. It's only about 5 to 6 minutes away from Disney Springs and Disney World itself. But this is what it currently looks like as of right now. Now let's head back over to the Commons, or to our next location, I should say, and let's go check that out and see if anything over there has changed and tell more history about the college program. Let's go do this. Now that brings us to the Commons. The Commons was for international students that were interested in coming in and joining the Walt Disney World College program right here. As you can hear, the church is not that far away, and then I do have the outlets right here behind me. The Commons were built in 1998, so that way it could house more college program kids. Now, they did have washers and dryers inside of the Commons, and this was the only one that actually had washers and dryers that you could actually use inside of your actual building or your actual room. All the other ones had washers and dryers on the floor themselves, so you'd have to walk down to like the first floor, go to the washer and dryer, and use it there. Let's walk back and go over to Chatham Square. Sorry, I was waiting for that vehicle to pass, but we're going to continue and I'm going to explain more and talk about the further expansions, because it didn't just stop there from Commons. It kept going, it kept getting more popular. Let's head that way and I'm going to show you. Now, as we're walking back, this area is called Chatham Square. It is Little Lake Bryan is where all these complexes are. As you can see, it is right here on my right hand side as I'm walking back to show you the other expansions from the college program. Now, this is 2 stories. A lot of them got bigger and bigger over time, so we're going to go check those out. As you can see, they did start getting more expansive. But normally you would have at least 2 to 6 kids in one room. Now, they have talked about renting out Vista Way and Patterson, because Patterson was actually one of the more recent complexes, but they haven't really talked about Chatham. So we're going to walk over that way. I'm going to show you possibly why they're not going to rent that one out and explain more about that in depth in just a few moments, but it's right around this corner. Now, right here is going to be Chatham Square. You can see the sign right there where it says Cast Recreation Area, Chatham Square. We're going to keep going down that way, and I'm going to show you some really cool facts down that road. Let's go down there. Now, right here is where Chatham Square you would actually enter to go into your complex. This is where I did my college program from 07 to 08. It hasn't really changed much, But this is where a lot of international students that couldn't get back home because of what's going on in current states is currently living, and professional internships are actually living here right now. Now, when I did my college program from 07 to 08, I was actually living with 6 guys, and it was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It was actually really close to the pool and also the mailbox, so it wasn't that far away, and the buses were right there, so we were able to jump on and go to work right when we were trying to get to work. But it was a lot of guys in a small little space sharing a kitchen and just one fridge, so a lot of us had to know what area was our section in that fridge. But we're going to keep going here. I'm going to show you more in depth of Chatham Square and of this really amazing spot that's coming up here on my right hand side. Let's go and do this. Now, as we come around this corner, you'll see a sign right here on the left hand side. It's called Mickey's Retreat. Mickey's Retreat is right here on the lake, Little Lake Bryan. This is where the lifeguards get their training, and then if there's any special activities or if they're doing any celebrations for the college program, they would actually do it right inside this little complex here. It is right inside this lake. I'm going to show you really quickly because there is security here and it's still active because the cast members are still training to become lifeguards. But this is an area that cast members would come just to relax, and they did have 2 different pools right here. Now, I do apologize that was really quick, but they are currently training new lifeguards as we speak at Mickey's Retreat right there behind me. As you can see, that's where the cast members would come to actually learn deep water and shallow water. Now, at Chatham Square, they did have tennis courts. That building right there in front of us, that one right there, that actually is where the pool is, and they also had like courses while you're here, so you can actually earn college degrees while you were here taking some classes, and also they would pay you to be here, so that way you get some money and you can actually buy groceries or different items that you needed while you're here. My building was way back there. You can barely kind of make it out, but that's where I lived during the college program when I first came down here to Florida, and that's actually what brought me down to Florida itself, was the college program and the great opportunity, because it is a blast, especially you get to meet so many different people while you're on the college program and make so many good friends. Now, Chatham was built in 2002 for the expansion of the college program because they were getting so popular. This is one of my favorite buildings because it has so many different memories, but it's right here on the right hand side, and that's where I spent 6 months doing the college program, and it was a blast. Like, if you get the experience, definitely do it, especially if you're interested or having some doubts. Do it. Like, you won't regret it. It's a great opportunity, especially when you come down here to Disney. You'll get that extra magic. You get to learn about things that you didn't even know that you could do at Disney. But we're going to head to the next location, Patterson, or Patterson Square is what it's called. This one is currently going to be rented out to anybody as of right now, and we're going to continue down there. It's just right down this little pathway. Let's go. Now, that brings us to Patterson Court. This is the newest expansion, which was built in 2008. We're going to walk down and show you what it looks like at the main entrance. They still have security at each one of these locations, but now it is actually called the Disney College Program. So it has changed the names over the years, but a lot of the concept is almost the same. We're going to walk down that way and show you what Patterson Court looks like. Let's go. Now, this is what Patterson Court looks like as of right now. No one is there because it's not being rented. It is being remodeled as we speak, but this is the main entrance. They still do have security here that they use a third-party company that is not Disney security. But this is what the main entrance looks like for Patterson Court. And this is one of the housing that you could have lived in when you were on the Disney College Program. Here's one of the buildings in Patterson Court. You can see that it started getting bigger from the Commons and Vista Way. This one is 3 different levels, but it's tucked back here where you really don't hear any traffic or any noise from the actual roads. And then Chatham Square is just right over there. So everything's really close together, and I'm glad they definitely offered the bus transportation, because when I came down here from Washington State, I wasn't able to bring my car because that was a long drive, at least 2 days, and that was non-stop. So I took the bus transportation and it worked out perfect for me. I did have to wait sometimes and had to ride with a packed bus sometimes, but it wasn't that bad. It actually worked out. But this is what Chatham Square looks like. As you can see, there's not many people staying in Chatham Square, but it is currently occupied by some cast members that are still working at Disney as of right now. Now, I've passed a few different cast members that are still on the college program wearing their college program shirts, and they're really nice still. Sorry, there's a tree right there. And I've actually said hi to pretty much every one of them. So that's great that they still even have some of these people that are living and working at Disney. I'm just glad that the opportunity is still out there and it's coming back really soon. So that's why I wanted to talk about this, in case anybody had any questions or any doubt. But if you have any more questions that I'm not answering, put comments down below, because I did do the college program and I can tell you in depth pretty much any question that you have about it. Like the laundry facility was by quarters, so you did have to actually take some change down and make your own laundry right there. But then they did have the pools and they did have parties, lots of different college program parties, so they got lots of opportunities to celebrate that you are in the college program. We're gonna head to the next location. Oh, and I almost forgot, Patterson Square, that brand new building. I think I mentioned this already, but that was introduced in 2008. I just wanted to reiterate that because I almost think I forgot that, but that's okay. I just wanted to say it one more time, I guess. We're going to keep going. We're going to show you the most recent location for the college program, and it's brand new. Within a year, it's been open and renting to different cast members, and not just cast members can actually live there. So there's lots of different people that live there right now, but they're making shopping, they're making different hotels. It is booming over there, and it's starting to pick up. So these ones here behind me aren't going to be used as much, but they still will provide bus transportation if you don't want to bring your car. So let's go to the next one and explain more details about that. Let's go. So now that brings us to the current college program housing, Flamingo Crossing Village. This is where 2021 is currently housing their college program as we speak. As you can see, they do have security right there, and then there is the main entrance right there behind that emergency sign right there. But this campus is beautiful. They actually showed it online, so definitely check it out or look it up online, and you can see what they offer, because it's just like a college campus feel. But look at this, it is brand new for this year. Now they are renting it out as of right now to cast members, non-cast members, anybody that did want to actually rent it out. But we know that the college program is coming back soon, so it looks like they will be housing them back in here very shortly. And they do have the bus stop right over there. I'm going to walk a little bit closer so you can actually see that. Let's go over there. As you can hear, the wind is starting to pick up, but this looks like where the buses are going to pick up to take them to the resorts, to Magic Kingdom, Epcot, all the locations that they're going to be working. This is the closest to Disney property that you can actually get for the college program, and these buildings are amazing. They're so beautiful inside. You definitely want to check out their website and look at the floor plan and just the layout itself. And they are very secure. As you can see, the fence is really tall. There is shopping right here, kind of behind me, just a little bit down the way. It looks like they just added a Walgreens, and they're adding a shopping complex, a grocery store. There's going to be a whole bunch coming soon, but this is the current college program as we're looking right now. Now it does look like there's apartments right across the road from Flamingo Crossing Village, and it looks like it's the Wesley apartments right there, and it looks like that's going to be more for anybody that does want to rent and stay really close to Disney property. And you can see that there is a lot more cars over there, but this is not that far away from the main entrance. Right down this road, right at the next light, you just make a right and you're right there in Disney property, and where the welcome sign says "Welcome to Disney World." So we're the closest you can get to Disney property. But look at that, I'm so glad they added this. Not as much traffic, because at the last location for Commons, Patterson, and Chatham, it got really busy with traffic, especially during rush hour, so the buses would take even longer. And this is just one of the places that you can rent while you're on the college program or staying down here. We're going to drive down the road, right down that way, because it looks like they are adding more college program housing. It doesn't look like there's too much except for some construction pieces, but then I'm going to show you the shopping area too, so that we can kind of get an idea of what is down that road right there. Let's head down there and go see what we can see. As you can see, there is a lot of construction going on here, and they're adding so much, but I'm so glad that they're adding all of this so close to college program. And you can see that off in the distance there is a hotel back there, but that is not open yet. So there's a lot of construction going on here. Now, right here on the corner of Flamingo Avenue and Western Way, it looks like they're adding more college program housing right there. So that's going to be a really big, like, campus slash living arrangement right there. And this is not far away from Disney. That's going to wrap up today's video. If you do have any questions about the college program, leave a comment down below and I'll respond back, or if there's a question I don't know, I'll find out for you, and I'll get you all the little details, just in case if you're interested in any information about the college program. If there's anything here in Orlando you do want to see, leave a comment down below, and I'll go check those out in the future video, and make sure you subscribe, so that way you can let me know that you did like this video, and become a subscriber. Also, give it a big thumbs up to let me know that you did care, and hit that notification button so you can get notified every time that I do upload a video. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and a great rest of the day. Have a good one.